The last factoring method we are going to discuss is a general factoring method for trinomials. So again, this is 3 terms. Okay, just so we're on the same page with vocab. 3 terms. And some of you might just say, well, if I have 3 terms and I don't know what to do with the other 3, I just try to guess and check. Yeah, that's going to work. Maybe if you're a lucky guesser. Don't count on it all the time. In general, there is a strategy to try to use when factoring trinomials, and then it's also known as the AC method. It is in the textbook, and so what we say, or where the AC comes from, is that if we have a polynomial in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c, okay, a and c, yeah, okay. First thing we're going to do is multiply a and c together. I'm going to go through the steps, and then we'll do an example. So we're going to multiply a and c together, factor a and c, or ac, into 2 integers r and s whose sum to b. Okay, and that's a little confusing right now. And then we're going to do whatever this says, which is essentially wherever we had that b, we're going to split it into those integers r and s that we find. Okay, and then distribute, and then we're going to do a factoring by grouping sort of thing. Okay, so we're going to chunk it. So this is really what the area model in reverse is doing as well, I should say. And so if you want to try to do the area model in reverse, where you know what everything adds to, and then you have to place it in the right squares and do the and then figure out what's on the edge, you can do that too. Okay, so let's just try the AC method, and then perhaps we can try the area model. And I'm going to do, so there's 2 examples we can do easily with this. So I'm going to do the last one because that's probably the one that you're looking at and you're like, I have no idea how to do that one. So let's do that one. We have 6p squared minus 13p minus 8. Okay, so now what am I going to do? Follow the damn steps. 1. Okay, this is A, this is B, and this is C. Okay, with the negative, so if you want to do the plus negatives, that's fine. So I'm going to take A times C, great, 6 times negative 8. Negative 48 total. Okay, fine, moving on. 2. Factor AC into 2 integers whose sum to B. So I need to find something that, so R times S is equal to negative 48, but we know that R plus S is equal to negative 13, and this is where, okay, sometimes you have to literally try things, and so I'm thinking, okay, how does 48 factor? There's 1 and 48, and one of those has to be negative. Fine, we'll put it there. Negative 2 and 24. But if I add those, that's what, negative 22, and then this is minus 3 and 16. If I add those, that's 13. Oh wait, 13. I want negative 13. Okay, let's switch the negative sign, see if that helps. Okay, 3 and negative 16, yep. So I'm going to say that R is R is 3 and S is negative 16. Does it matter which one is R and S? No, not at all. Okay, so 3. I found R and S. Let's go on, and so I'm going to write the original thing. So let's see, okay, 6p squared, and then 13, negative 13, I'm going to split it into that R plus S, so plus, and now R was, what did I say, 3, and then minus 16, and then times P, and then plus a negative 8. Okay, that's fine. And then I'm going to distribute the P, so I have 6P squared plus 3P minus 16P plus negative 8. Okay, and then factor by grouping. So again, I'm going to chunk it, chunk the first 2 terms, chunk the last 2 terms, and I change the minus 16 to plus the opposite of 16. Okay, and that looks like a 7. Okay, there we go. And now factoring by grouping, okay, pull a 3p out of here, and I'm left with 2p plus 1. The second chunk, take out a negative 8, and I'm left with 2p plus 1. Okay, and then finally, factor out the 2p plus 1 from both this term, this chunk, and that chunk, and I'm left with 3p plus negative 8. And I'm done. Okay, so AC method works. Maybe you could have guessed it and you could have done, let's set up your binomials and gone that way with it too. If you wanted to, you could also, like I said, set up the area model. Okay, so if you do this, you would know that, okay, we have 6p squared, and then this has to be -8. So then you have to figure out what goes in each of these blanks, and so you might have to do a little bit of trying. This might be 3p and this is 2p, or you might have to try 6 and 1. So this is really a lot of guess and check too. And so what did we end up getting? +1 and then -8. So then what do we get here? 3p and then -16p. And so then that's where you get your R and S from here as well. So if that works for you, great. If you want to try AC method will work. It's just step 2 here could take a little bit of time. Okay. For your quiz question here, we are going to do this one in the quiz. So I want you to try the AC method with this and then determine how it factors. And okay, please, when you look at the options, do not guess, like actually try this thing because it's in your best interest. Okay, we're only trying to help you. And so that's going to conclude this video and summarize pretty much all of the factoring methods we're going to see in this course.